Last night, I was in my monthly critique group. We do a meetup about once a month, me and a small group of writers. I At one time I think I was part of three different critique groups at once, and I've just slowly scaled back the number of meetups that I've done over the years, to now where I'm just part of just one group. I love it. The advice and the people that I'm with are fantastic, but every meeting, including last night, there's always this one bit of advice that I will get. It's always different. It's always relative to the piece that I submit. But there's always one piece of critique that I viscerally hate. It's like I absolutely reject what they are saying. And yet, every time I hear it, I know that the critique is accurate and that I should listen to it. So, what I'm talking about is the advice and the critique that you get from other, especially from other writers, but just from anyone, but especially other writers, the advice and critique that you get that you hate, like deep down, like you reject it and it really stings, you don't want to do it, that is the advice that you deep down know you should do, but most likely you figured you could sort of slip by. It's the one thing in your story that maybe you thought in your back of your mind, yeah, I should probably do this, but you figured you could kind of just sort of slip it right under the radar and no one would figure it out. And then when someone points it out to you in a critique meeting and brings it up, you get viscerally angry because you go, crap, yeah, they're true, but I really wanted to just not do this. It's a lot of work. I don't know how to fix this problem. And the advice I tend to find that hits like that is usually ones that require a good deal of work. They're ones that require you to sort of re-examine your story. And just an example, like someone might tell you, all right, this is a really good section, but I want to see more of the relationship between these two characters. What you present on the page here is a bit of a one-sided relationship. We see one side of it, but I feel like there's more depth between these two characters. I want to see more of that dichotomy. Show me more of the other character. Show me something that makes these characters more 3D, that makes the relationship more real. And you'll hear that and you'll go, oh, come on, I don't agree with that. I don't want to do that. And then if you sort of introspect and you think about it, you're probably thinking, yeah, they're true. They're right. They're exactly right. I just, somewhat selfishly, I want to be lazy. Just selfishly, I don't want to go through and rewrite my manuscript or go through and re-examine this relationship and spend days and days and days going over this. Or you may not know how to do it. Yep, I agree with you. I just can't figure out how the heck I could show this, how the heck I could pull this off, how I could show that on the page. And so I reject your criticism. I don't want to go forward with it because I don't think I have the tools to express it. Even though deep down you know it's true. And it's every meeting. It seems like every single critique meeting I get this, and it is the absolute best critique. It's the most it's the best type of advice to get. It's really the reason why I stay with critique groups. If a lot of critiques were just simple, like I like this, I don't like that, I may not have, I may not do them as frequently. I may not be as part of, of really any sort of group because, yeah, it's helpful, but I don't really get a lot out of it. It's that very deep criticism that cuts really, really deep, that gets to your insecurity as a writer. It gets to that sort of flaw in your piece that is always there, but you're just worried about it and you don't want to show it. Every time. It seems like every time. And so this is, I guess, sort of a video just to encourage you that the next time you're critiqued on your work, the next time someone points out something with your work, and something of substance, like if someone gives you just a general, I don't like it, this isn't working, something that basically right, it's hard to, it's easy to dismiss that. But when someone gets very substantive, when they point out something that is fundamentally flawed with your piece or that's not working in a particular section, and you feel that rejection of it, you feel that anger, that's sort of like, oh, come on, I don't want to do this. that's the voice that is basically the sign that you need to do it. That is your that is like your internal voice getting the first piece of bad news and getting that out of your system, so that way you can sort of embrace what deep down you know is true and what is accurate. And that's, again, very valuable. It's not easy. Like, part of the reason why I'm making this video is because I get this all the time. For years and years, I've sort of had to get this and introspect on this advice. Again, like on a monthly basis, I get this. So if you yourself experience this, listen to that advice. Listen to the critique that you don't want to hear. The critique that you never want to hear is the critique that you absolutely must listen to.